Many of you guys are asking me questions like, what does the actual day of a rent-to-rent business owner looks like? And I thought, rather than giving you a bit of breakdown in the theory, I challenged myself to record some highlights of my day so you can see what it actually is that I'm doing. And of course, it will be a bit difficult to capture that in one day because different days just introduce different problems. However, I'm going to show you what I'm doing mainly when I'm in the office, because today I've got a day when I'm spending a day in the office. So I'm going to be showing you what is it that I'm focusing on when I'm doing those things. So first things first, I just came to the office and I want to make sure that my space is actually quite clear. And to be honest with you, I am guilty of sometimes working in not the cleanest environment, I mean not the tidiest. But right now I just want to make sure that my desk is clear of anything that I don't need. And yeah, I'm fairly happy with it. I mean, look at my partner's desk, right? Look at that. You know, it's not as nice. But hey ho, it's her desk, so I'm not touching her belongings. So yeah, so this is me ready. I've literally just opened up the laptop and I'll show you what I'm doing now. So first of all, what I'm doing is I'm heading straight to my emails because I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything, some important things. And in the first place, I see I've got email from my good friend from one of the, well, cooperating letting agents in the area where my HMOs are. And what she's doing, she's sending me some leads. So we've got a nice little format of communication, and she passes me leads for people who are looking for rooms. And if I sign the room for them, then happy days. I'm paying them a commission. I'm getting my tenants. I always have full occupancy or close to full occupancy, which makes sense because obviously this is how I make my money. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it for a little bit later because I'm going to have to call this person. So let me just mark it as on red and I'm moving forward. Next, I've got an email from a letting agent who contacted me yesterday. We work already. He already gave me some properties, some rent-to-rent properties. So he yesterday called me again to tell me that he's got another property coming up if I would like to take it. So this is the property. It's in a very good location. I've got one HMO exactly on that street already and it's working absolutely brilliant. So this one is a nice high standard property. And I believe it's like a 3-bedroom HMO kind of thing that could be also run as service accommodation. And definitely with the standard that we can see in here, it's a very nice standard. 2 bathrooms because I think 1 bedroom has got an ensuite, which is great. And then there is a bathroom, so that's great. Shower room. And then, okay, little kitchenette. Okay, and then there is a studio. From what he told me, there is also a studio. So I believe this little kitchenette is for the studio, I guess. Which is okay. So 1 studio and 1 3-bed HMO all in 1 building. So I've already arranged a visit with him for tomorrow. So that's great that I've got some details. At least I can see some pictures. So I see the standard is good. So there wouldn't be a lot of work to set it all up. I've got another email from my letting agent giving me another contact to call. So yes, today, a little bit later on, I'm going to be sorting out the payments. Sorry, not the payments, the calls. So I'll try to record at least 1 conversation for a potential tenant when they inquire to show you how I'm actually talking to those people, the qualification questions, because to me the most important thing is that the room is good for them, but also that person is good for me and for my business. Not everybody will be suitable for my room, but I'll show you how I talk to those people as well. Then we've got some spam. You know, when you buy things from places like Donald and stuff like that, they will naturally then like send you some messages. Of course, I can unsubscribe. Sometimes I just don't even think about it. So Beyond is my software for dynamic pricing. Okay, Zoom is telling me that my cloud is getting full. Okay, spare room. Okay, message from LinkedIn. Okay, so some emails, I suppose we all have it. Like, so there are some emails that you can remove straight away. There are just emails that I can sort out. So fix it is where I have an invoice to pay. There was a maintenance that was done yesterday in one of my properties. Brian is absolutely a lovely guy. He's my handyman. So on the same day after the work, he's sending me an invoice, and then the following day, I'm sending him a payment. That's how it works between us. So I'm gonna keep it safe because I need to send him that payment. I'm gonna do it in a minute. But what is of my interest is an email from Coho. So Coho is my management software for my HMOs. Now, the way I use it, essentially it's doing everything for me. As you can see at the top right hand corner, there are 30 actions. In all fairness, it's not as hard as it looks like. Yeah, like, you know, there are 30 actions, so I'm going to be spending all day on those actions. It doesn't actually work like that. In fact, what I'm doing is I'm spending on Coho maybe 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour a week, just to make sure that I've got everything tidied up. But for the purpose of this video, I want to show you what it actually looks like and what it's doing for me. So when I click on those actions, I can click on them, see all. And then it's taking me to the tab with actions, right? So I've got some outstanding things with properties. So there is HMO license has an expiry date of 2022. In fact, this is not right. It's been uploaded. The truth is that I think this software is just not allowing me to remove this. Like, it's uploaded, I believe, but it does not allow me to remove this entry. Maybe some form of a glitch. Yes, we did definitely a smoke detector test in May. In fact, I believe it was on the 14th of May. So perhaps I just didn't mark it up. Okay. Never mind. So yes, it was on the 15th of May. So what I can do, what is it? Yeah, 14th, sorry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go there and I'm going to say that we completed that on the 14th, which was Tuesday, exactly, it was Tuesday, and I'm going to add it. And I'm going to do the same thing with other properties. So smoke detector test due at that property. Yeah, fair play. It's done on the same day, not April, May 14th, add. And then we've got this property. I didn't change the date, but that doesn't really matter. Emergency escape lighting cert in June. That was done last week. I believe it was done on the 11th, if I remember rightly. So it was Monday. So 11th. So we've got this one. Let me just mark it as 11th. It was Tuesday, actually. Okay. So as you can see, I'm just highlighting the fact that it's been done. And that's completed. It's also flagging up that a PAT test is due actually today. In that property. I was already in touch with this particular letting agent who gave me this property to let them know that landlord has got this liability to do, and I think they are already informed, so we just need to arrange it. Once it's arranged and once it's done, I get also a copy of the report, so I can just mark it in my system as done. But right now it's flagged red, which means that it's actually overdue because it's due today. So this is something that needs to be addressed fairly soon. Your current gas certificate has expiry date of 16/07 in this property and in this property. So yes, I am also aware of it, and I've also already emailed this landlord whether he would like me to arrange it or he would like to arrange it. I know that this landlord is relatively passive, but when it comes to arranging things, he wants to do it because he can obviously then get the invoice and then he can claim that invoice from his accounts. So I kind of understand where he's coming from. However, I always ask question whether I should arrange that if they want me to, or if not, they can obviously just arrange that and then just pass the details and we can just arrange a date, or he will arrange that and we'll just arrange access. However, this particular landlord wants to tackle it. So that was the tab with property. Now I've got some outstanding things with my tenants and I'm not going to be doing that right now, but I just want to show you that it shows that, you know, some rent payments are due or overdue, I should say. So it doesn't mean that those tenants didn't pay me. In fact, most of them did. I just didn't mark that in the system as paid yet. So what I'm doing is once in a week or once every 2 weeks, what I'm doing is I'm going through my account and I'm just highlighting when the actual payment was done. So the system will not only register that and clear it off, it will also share with me stats of the tenants actually paying rent on time, if they are late or they didn't pay. It's good to monitor, because if somebody's performance is not that great, then I will be a little bit more inclined towards those tenants who don't pay rent on time, in order to kind of maybe invite them to leave the property, I should say. You know, I've got sometimes a tenant who is a little bit awkward, or is a little like not paying rent exactly where I want them to pay, and they'll still pay. What I can do, and sometimes I do it, I might just increase the rent a little bit for them. And if they accept it, that's great. If they don't accept it, then happy days, they'll just give me notice, and then I can find another tenant who potentially will be a better tenant. But that is a little advice, a little trick for you guys. I'm not saying that this is something you have to do or you can do, but certainly this is the way I do it. But in this instance, guys, right now I've got a bunch of great tenants who are paying rent on time. One payment was late this month, but this tenant admitted that he's struggling with his job, etc. And then he just told me that he's going to be moving out just to clear the property. So fair play for him, because he's just clearing out the property so we can do our job correctly. And then there is maintenance. So this morning I already updated when I was actually on my way to the gym. I've got the same software in my phone, in my app. I updated the maintenance problem that we had this morning. So that's already updated, and that's pretty much maintenance is all in hand, as you can see. When it comes to maintenance, I really want to make sure that everything is like ticking, because if I keep the properties in the right order, landlords will be happy, my tenants will be happy. That's why I've got high occupancies, and on average my tenants stay with me for about 16 to 18 months, which is absolutely incredible. Like, the longest tenant that I have is nearly 3 years now. Like, when I started with one property, when he moved in, I have him ever since, and I've got, I think, 2 or 3 tenants like that. So it's absolutely outstanding. It's a great position to be at, but it's mainly because we maintain the properties relatively quickly. Like, we react to it very quickly. And we've got some onboarding as well. So there is currently one tenant going through the onboarding process, and then we've got one empty room. So that's me pretty much done for the software. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back to my emails. But as you see, this is what I'm doing. I'm just making sure that I'm up to date with everything around me, and making sure I catch up with everything that's occurred from last day. I can also see that I've got an inquiry on spare room, which is obviously where people just inquire for rooms. So today I've got 2 messages already. It's 9:34, which is good. It just shows you guys that if the room is advertised in the right way, the one inquiry from yesterday, if the room is advertised in the right way, and it's a right room, essentially in the right property, in the right area, then yes, you will be getting inquiries. So just from yesterday evening, when I last picked up my spare room, I've got 3 new inquiries this morning, which is good. So this guy is saying, I'm a working professional, just finished uni. I'm looking to move in ASAP if the room is still available. Okay, I smoke or drink alcohol. I hit gym regularly and play badminton as well. I do not have a car or bike or motorcycle. I am a vegetarian. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to say to this person is, well, hello. His name is Shashwath. I think I've spelled his name right. So I'm just going to reply to him saying that, yes, great, thank you very much for your inquiry. I don't have to ask him if he's a working professional or not, because he already said it. He said to me that he's looking to move in ASAP, which is also of my interest, and he would be absolutely suitable for this room because the room is empty now. So I need to populate the room with somebody relatively soon, and I think the guy would be a great fit. So I'm just going to offer him a video of the property, because I want to make sure once he sees the video, which is obviously in combination with the whole ad and all the photos, he will then have a better picture of the property, and then he might say, oh, actually, I don't like it, which is fair play. He will disqualify himself, and I don't need it. Or he will say that he likes the property, in which case we already know that he loves the property. We know that he wants to move in ASAP, and it's just going to be a case of whether he wants to reserve the property straight away or whether he wants to book a viewing. I just wanted to give you, well, an indication. What I'm actually doing is every time I receive something, I want to have a tidy paperwork for my accountants. So I'm just either saving those files or I'm just taking a screenshot of my receipts in order just to keep a fresh record for my accountant. If I don't do it straight away, I know myself, I'm going to struggle to keep it tidy. That's why I'm doing everything like straight away. And that way I know I'm not going to miss anything. So it's a little bit of a hint or tip for you if you kind of don't know how to handle, like, you know, keeping the receipts or saving them. I'll show you what I'm doing as well. So on this particular one, I've got to take a screenshot. So I just press Ctrl P for print, and then I just highlight I want to save it as PDF, and it will just save the current view as a PDF. That's going to be my receipt for my accountant. And I already have got a folder in my Drive account, and it's 2024 and it's June. So what I'm just going to say, I always, to navigate easily across my receipts and my invoicing, I always start with the name of the company who charged me. In this case, it's going to be Spare Room. Then very short description, what for. I'm just going to say subscription. And then I'm going to say when they charge me. So it's going to be June 24. That's my little system that allows me to keep it clean, tidy. And I know without opening the file what this receipt is actually for. Okay. I'm going to save it. That's done. Now I'll just remove this email. Happy days. There you go. So it took me maybe half an hour to go through all my emails, to reply to some messages, to cover an invoice, to pay new subscription, to save the invoice to my folder in the right format. So if this is just a regular admin stuff, of course I could just issue that out to somebody else. But as I say, I'm doing that maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times at maximum. Now I've got a little bit extra work as well because I'm advertising a room. One room is empty now and then one is coming available next month. So I've got a bit extra work that I have to, of course, advertise for those rooms. I have to reply for inquiries. But if my occupancy is 100%, then there is hardly anything happening. And I believe this is how a well-systemized HMO renter and business should be. I know I promised you guys that I'm going to potential tenant. However, I'm going to do that for the sake of next video. And for now, I'm just going to carry on with replying to a few more inquiries and get on with my day. There's going to be more videos coming. So if you like this kind of vlog kind of thing of what I'm doing. And by all means, share this, comment this, subscribe to this channel. I'm fairly new to YouTube, but it will massively help me to grow if you subscribe and if you share this with other people. I really appreciate your help. For now, I'm signing out. Peace and love.